Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. What gorgeous energy you present with today. Be brave, be fearless, be bold. Because you may be in a stalemate, bear with me, a stalemate of trusting yourself, letting your intuition guide you, listening to the inner voice. But you are rising from the ashes, and there are compassionate strangers around you and gestures of goodwill that will make a difference to you and others. 3 very powerful oracle cards to start us off, saying that your yin and yang, your give and take, your ability to be good and willing and integritous, and to see the love and compassion from others, strangers at that, or you also be that loving, kind, compassionate stranger, is your power seat. Not only that, you are transforming, becoming wiser, becoming lighter, becoming more aligned to your truest self. We speak of the North Node quite a lot, the True Node, the South Node, all the different kind of concepts in astrology come to mind in this image on the card, which is the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the card that also represents the world in tarot. And it really talks about you coming into deeper levels of consciousness, which aligns to your previous readings as well, which is gorgeous. So now, let's dive into the tarot. The first card out is the Judgment card. Wow, how gorgeous is that? This is why I love what I do. You already have the Phoenix card out, wrapped in astrology, an oracle card from a different deck, and the first card out is the Judgment card. That is also my Phoenix rising from the ashes card. That's double confirmation for you today. So if you do agree with that stagnant feeling I spoke about at the very beginning of this reading, that's because you are now rising up, yeah? You were turned into ashes, you were burned. But now you have something new to offer the world. Page of Pentacles is gorgeous to come out with this. Okay, let me talk to you about what I'm seeing and where you're at consciously in the mind. Because what it shows me more than anything else is the stagnancy that you've been in pre this week, I want to say. So there's been a really recent shift for you. Prior to this week, you've been in a heavier energy and you haven't been trusting in your intuition. You haven't been believing in yourself. You could have been disconnected from God, spirituality, belief. If you see spirit guides or passed on loved ones, I want to say passed on legends, people from the other side, right? If you're clairvoyant, if you're an alchemist, you haven't really been tuned in. Or if you've been tuned in, you've been listening to the wrong station. You can listen to negative FM, or you can listen to high vibes radio. It's up to you. But I feel like you've been listening to the lower octaves. You've been hearing more of the negative lower thoughts and lower vibrations. I would even recommend listening to the earth sign reading that came out just a few days ago, which spoke about being cursed by negative self-talk. Really important. Do you know what my guides say to me quite frequently when I hear negative things, or they show up to me and present me with negative intelligence, like lower vibrational stuff, sadder things that are going on in the world or community? They say, Louise, regardless if I come to you with negative or positive, it's a gift to know. If we are presenting you with information, if you are hearing us, if you are hearing prophecy, if you are hearing truth, that is a gift. And they're not even like, we're sorry we're bringing this to you. They're like, you're going to want to know this. I know it's uncomfortable, and the darker sides of truth are things you would rather act like don't exist, but you're stronger in the knowing than the not knowing. And they're true. They're right. Because a lot of the times they bring me darker stuff. Or listen, not in now. listen to this, because it's important for you guys. A lot of the times in the past where they brought me darker truths, darker prophecy, sadder things, I would dismiss it, but it would happen and come true anyway. And I would try and believe in that person more. I've got content that's just coming out on the Her 7D Consciousness channel, actually, and content that's already out, which is indeed the mirror work and the protection spell. And I said it's defense against the dark arts, because it's really about understanding that no matter what walk of life you're in, and no matter how light you shine, and no matter if you be positive and loving all day, darker entities do exist. Not everyone on this planet has good intentions and good heart. Evil people live here. People are rapists, murderers, paedophiles, killers, sickos, fraudsters, gangbangers, like organized crime syndicates, sex traffickers, Nazi advocates, anti-Semitic motherfuckers. A lot of bad people exist. And if you try to ignore them, then you're more likely to become prey. Because, truth be told, we should study them. We should learn about them. We should protect ourselves from them. We should prepare ourselves for them. Because that's what is going to save us in the future. And every time I've been down and out and broken and at my lowest, it's because I was naive. I didn't listen. I gave people the benefit of the doubt even though I saw the darkness in them. I gave them a chance. In the content I put out on the Her 7D, I said there is no more time to have sympathy for that demon over there. God, goodness me, I wish that demon wasn't so dark. Oh, I hope that demon one day finds the light. No, every moment you look at that demon with a, oh, if only they knew. If only that demon could be an angel. That demon's already fucking gnawing away at your psyche, chewing on your neck, destroying your reality. There is no time. There is no time. Yeah? We can't have sympathy for the darker side. We can't. Because it kills us, okay? And that's what I see with you guys. And if you hear background noise, I can only apologise. But we're going to keep going anyway, okay? Three of Wands. You've been waiting a really, really long time. Wow. Free. Yeah? I see that you've built something amazing in your life 3 times over. Yeah? Wow. This is fantastic. This is incredible layering, okay? So I'm looking at someone who built something in year 1, broke it off into 3 pieces, then walked off, went somewhere else, maybe in another part of town, maybe in another country, and built that same thing again, 1, 2, 3. This could be a company. This looks like a franchise developing, yeah? 1, 2, 3 again. And then they've gone off and did it again 3 times in 3 different areas around the world. You've produced this thing. It could be a business. It could be a mark that you leave in the sand. It could be a spiritual totem or symbolism. I'm getting also land, water, and earth. And land and earth normally are the same thing to me. But I had to pause a minute because in this reading it's presenting as different. There's 3 different locations, different soil, different ground. Yeah? It's talking to me about you really grounding something and putting your flag in the ground, ownership of this. I could be connected with someone who's really into the multi-planetary movement, really into what Elon Musk's doing at this time and Jeff Bezos is doing at this time. If you're not, in the future you will be, because this is where we're all heading. What I will share is from as early as I can remember when I started tarot reading and I started astral projecting out into the cosmos, and I started meditating. I met my first spirit guide, and he used to take me on trips to the moon, and I would spend ages on the moon manifesting. A lot of what I built in my earliest days, which account for the School of Hermitology now, started with nearly up to 3 hours of deep meditation on the moon. Just me and the rabbi, just working on self. I didn't know how important that was. I didn't even really believe too much in the spirit realm as much as I do now, and understand how significant that is. And what's so beautiful about that is it was just imagination for me. It was really, really simple of where I felt safest, where I was happiest. And I was just in the moment, just engaging with this spirit guide who was teaching me and educating me and installing all these visions and spiritual ethics and morals into me. Decade on, near enough. And now I'm very much immersed in the multi-planetary movement for real. My love for the moon has evolved in many different ways, from the concepts of the moon in Islam to moon magic, to the phases of the moon, to using the moon in quantum mechanics, to using the moon to manifest, to using the moon for crystal healing, to actually in the future potentially go into the moon, building a company and corporation that is aligned to the moon in real life, along with the multi-planetary movement. So I want to let someone know, whoever's not trusting their intuition at this time, have faith and believe, because whatever you're building now that seems imaginary and not real, it is, because you've imagined it, and thinking is the seed. That's all you need. So many people told me everything I do, pseudoscience, conspiracy, impossible, not real, no chance. Because they didn't have the initial seed or thought I did. It's mine to nurture and nourish. It's for me to use my intuition. It's for me to make this shit rise from the ashes. And I've done that now. I've got a lot more to do, but I've done that now, and I see my manifestation. And I'm shocked sometimes, because I thought that meditation on the moon was merely a meditation on the moon. But the potential in this lifetime that I could actually potentially go to the moon, or be part of someone who initiates younger cadets to go to the moon and creates realities out beyond the common line, space stations, satellites, extraterritorial realities, and preparation for extraterritorial defense, are things that are my wildest dream, that I wouldn't even have been able to dream 10 years ago if I didn't start off dreaming with what I did 10 years ago, yeah? The beauty is in the evolution of the mind. The evolution to dream bigger and bigger and bigger. And that only happens when you trust your intuition and you let that manifest. And your manifestation evolves, your vision evolves, your dreams evolve. One of the greatest limitations of my life, and this is a bit harsh, but it's the fucking truth, is the times I spent hanging around with people and devoting my time and energy to people that have one-tiered dreams and manifestations, because that reality is enough. Once they achieve that, that's enough. Some people have only ever dreamed of one thing in their life, and only when they see you doing more and manifesting more do they then want that. Some of them just outrightly want your reality and think it's piss easy to get because you have it. They can just steal it from you or take it. They didn't know the 10 years you put in to get here. And they don't know that the 10 years you put in are nothing compared to the next 20, 30, 40, and 50, and 60 that you're prepared to put in too. And they look at one skill set you have, one task you completed, one image of you online, one piece of content that you've produced, and assume they understand you and know how to conjure or perceive your reality better than you do. Tell you how to operate, tell you how to live, tell you how to be. You've been waiting a long time to be able to do whatever this thing is for you. 9 of Wands as well, you've been incredibly guarded about this. Ace of Cups in the past, incredibly emotional. The World card in the future. You're closing out this cycle once and for all, which is amazing. Sun card, 5 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups, and Knight of Wands. I think it's gorgeous. And I think you're incredibly powerful. I think that the world card that's presenting in the future is outrightly saying, we're done here. We're not doing this anymore. We're living in the sun. We're living in the light. That's awesome. I'm connecting with someone who is deciding to fall into who they really, really are. Because what it's showing me is how perfect we all have to show up and how beautiful we always try and be. There's this beauty I see in people who thrive without the excess, thrive without the need to look this way. Like, I'll use Jack Dorsey as an example, and I use him way too much as an example, so I'm refraining, but I'm going to use him because he's the perfect example to me, because he's a billionaire in the tech industry, but he doesn't show up and present as a stereotypical billionaire in the tech industry. It is incredibly healing and rewarding to see somebody from the left, in my opinion. I don't know him personally. I don't know him very well. I know how he is portrayed online, which often isn't great. But I know enough of his mechanics and his engineering to value his contribution to the field. Anyone who's building, for all of you guys, what's your field? Yeah, I talk field, I talk industry, I talk sector, I talk community, I talk ecosystem. So what's yours? Yeah, we're talking about Jack Dorsey from the tech industry. He is the CEO of Block, which has multiple corporations within it, which include like Proto Mining, Square, Cash App. He was the founder of Twitter as well before the takeover to X and from Elon Musk. So it's worth understanding that you don't have to show up and be this stereotypical character to fit in. And to stand out is a lot harder. There's a lot of critique and a negativity around him, right? And a lot of difficult things that have occurred. He also has Tidal underneath Block as well. And he may not be as rich as Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or Larry Ellison or Jensen, and wrapped up in that scene and presenting as Sam Altman would, and some of the rich, amazingly big tech representatives, if I can say that. But it's the natural way of showing up. You know, I don't know if I've explained that well enough. If I have and you get what I'm saying, hit the like, share more in the comments. For me, it's just, there's something so beautiful about someone who just shows up naturally them and doesn't force any of this extra bullshit that isn't really them. But because the community's heavy and thick with this image, like for me, it's like black girls are quite often portrayed to be baddies from Zeus. So everybody needs to make sure they've got that amazing lace wig and the lashes and the nails, and they've got to look like Cardi B or Megan Stallion, and they've got to represent in all of these ways sometimes. Unless you're going to be a natural black girl, then you fit into the Rasta stereotype. Do you get what I mean? If you're a billionaire from big tech, then you're going to be rich and a little bit bougie and dress like Steve Jobs, you know? And it's because Jack doesn't do that. He breaks the mold in that ideology. I love people that break the mold. Yeah? I like the people that stand apart. And it's impossible to do that without getting scolded, without getting burnt, without getting misconstrued, without getting seen to be something that you're not. That's my point. And you're showing up like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be anything that isn't entirely me. I've spoken in another piece as well about a load of influencers that I've seen lately that just keep breaking the mold and not fitting in. That could have been in the last Taurus reading, I think. So we're spinning back round to that important conversation of not being that same again. Influencers who really showed up perfectly beautiful and stereotypically just like the rest. And now they're like, no, fuck it, I'm edgy, I'm rough, and I'm not doing it anymore. That's also me wrapping up. I'll say, for me, since I've been off social media and not showing up and showing my face, I've just let myself go. In the most beautiful way. In the most beautiful way. And then you realise how long you've kind of been presenting. Like, if you are someone in the public eye, someone on telly, an influencer, someone always in public presence, someone's always in the office, someone always in the C-suite, someone always leading the team, someone who's always got to wear a suit and be suited and booted, it's just like, feels nice to go to the office in jeans. Feels nice to just wear palazzo pants. I was wearing lycra for years. And stretching and doing all my yoga stuff, and I was upset the other week that I couldn't do a yoga flow that I really loved and that I've been doing since 2018, and that I'm now 37 and I can't do that yoga flow that I learned and mastered. I thought I mastered it back when we were in 2018, and now I'm older, I'm wearing palazzo pants, I'm chunkier than normal, or those days when I would be watching my weight super heavy, and I'm embracing my afro so much more. I've got braids and dreadlocks and different kind of hair, and sometimes I look super shamanic, and sometimes when I catch myself I laugh, and I catch myself and I smile, and I'm so grateful, like, oh my gosh, this is who I am now. Like, time has gone and lots changed in my life, but look at me. Look who I am. I should be proud of that. Like, I should be proud of me. And it's kind of the same energy for you guys, because the sun's here saying value who you are now with the 5 of Wands, right? Which is saying it's been a real conflict for you just to be you in the environment that you've been in. Because supposedly white people behave this way, black people behave this way, CEOs behave this way, entrepreneurs behave this way, Asians behave this way, girls behave this way, boys behave this way, 30-year-olds behave this way, 40-year-olds behave this way, 60-year-olds behave this way. 9 of Pentacles with that is saying, no, you are you, you're independent and you're unique. I can't even put into words how valuable it's been for me to be alone and go within and have a new experience in my older years. I'm so excited about my future and what awaits me because of the liberatory independence that comes from me willing to just be me now more than ever. And there are moments when I want to go back and conform and be a little bit of the old me. I'm overly sharing with you guys now, but the last point I'll make on the way out the door is sometimes when I leave the house and I've got things to do that are a little bit more mugglish, more business related, everyday related, appointment related, I've got to go somewhere that is kind of stereotypically a place that I would dress a certain way to, I still stumble and trip, because in the morning or the night before I would lay out clothes. And this is such a shamanic life issue, right? Because in the summer I'm naked most of the time if I'm not wearing palazzo pants, bras or knickers around the house, or bralettes, then I'm wearing a scarf as a top and a scarf as a underwear, like as a pashmina, like I'm just wrapped in a scarf most of the time. Yeah, I think I'm like a sumo wrestler guru monk. That's what I kind of look like more time, and my dreadlocks are multicolored, swinging around the house. But when I'm going out on the street, oh my gosh, I have to wear people clothes. What do I do? Like, and I'm like, do I wear this? Do I wear like stretchy leggings? Oh, it's a bit chilly, I can't wear palazzo. Like, what is my fashion sense now? So at the moment I'm like wearing like kind of like trying to work out, do I mainly wear robes? Do I wear like caftans? And am I just going to stick with palazzos? And what, I don't want to wear like a normal jacket. I used to have really sophisticated posh jackets with like really strong tailoring. And now I'm like, I don't want to wear any of that kind of stuff. I barely want to wear clothes. So how do I go out and dress? And when I leave the house, it feels weird sometimes, because I'm like, I'm wearing this headscarf to wrap my dreads up in, and then I'm wearing this outfit that I would never really choose to wear, but I'm trying to toe the line. So that my point with that, and these personal shares are like, give yourself a minute or two to find yourself and explore and experiment, because it's okay to be you. And even when I catch myself, or I come back in, or I catch myself out and what I'm wearing for the day, I'm like, whoa, I really am that person. Like, it's weird, because I do look shamanic, and I'm not trying to look shamanic. I'm not trying to look overly spiritual, but I naturally do. And that's weird, because I thought looking spiritual meant I would have the Last Airbender style paints on my forehead and around my face, and flowers hanging from my hair, and all of these symbols painted on my cheeks. That's what I thought shamanism and spirituality would look like, and I thought when I'd done acts like that, that would be the shamanism in me coming out. But the truth of the matter is, all I do is wrap my dreads up and go out, and my hair's all wrapped in this colourful fabric, and I'm out on the street, Nefertiti vibration, at the age of 37, looking a lot more mature, with no makeup or anything else on, and random outfits and colours, if I'm not trying to suppress myself. Because I'll go out and I'll be like, well, I've got my pink pants on today, or my geo pants, and I've got blue and black and pink and yellow and purple, and it's Aztec and it's this and it's that, and I'm still trying to suppress it a little bit, because I'm like, I don't want to be looked at, but this is just my natural way of dressing. So it's those weird little insecurities that I guess have presented in the High Priestess at the beginning, where I said that stagnancy, because you just want to be you and go with it. And that's why I keep saying how much I love Jack Dorsey, because it's so nice and rewarding, and to see someone who is actually also a role model, who's like, fuck it, I'm just going to wear this, I'm just going to wear that. He doesn't try. Do you know how hard it is to not try? Do you know how hard it is to break the curse of not being a trier, and not overgiving and not overdoing? And that doesn't take away from his excellence or how amazing he looks or who he is. It's just, you can see there's not this conformity energy. Like, no judgment to anyone here, but Sam Altman in reverse, when he's pulling up to his shows, he's literally Steve Jobs in fashion sense. Let me get my Steve Jobs jeans out, let me get my polar neck out. Everyone toes the line and follows whoever's been before them, you know, and that's kind of been the way to make money and win in life. Like, all of us have a role model or someone that we look to. And it's just nice to be able to know that people are out there breaking the mould. And that breaking the mould is incredibly difficult to do. But if you commit to it and you feel destined that that mould is indeed yours, and you're not conforming to someone else's, then you're going to make it. King of Pentacles on the outro, you're going to make it. Keep going. Break the mould. Live in your truth. Love and light, Taurus.